Do, 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 do. What it do, y'all? What it do? It's Rifa.
What's going on? It's King Tyson.
And we back with an episode of Life Within Design. And today we're going to jump on the topic real quick. We're going to get straight to it. We are talking about pre-sale versus inventory.
Absolutely.
And I think even with pre-sale versus inventory, you have to also throw in, what is it? Order on demand? Ship on demand?
Yeah, ship on demand.
Yeah, we have to also speak about that.
Right.
But that's definitely what we want to get into today. And off the bat, I'm going to just say that pre-sales for me, they ain't used to work.
Okay.
And I realized what I was doing wrong with them for them not to work.
Okay, well, you need to teach me because
They're not working for you neither?
pre-sale does not work for me. And I've tried it. I've tried it numerous times.
Okay.
And it may be because a lot of the times it's hats, right? And people feel like they need to try on the hat.
That's true.
So maybe that's why. But I feel like I've seen other hat brands do pre-orders, pre-sales, and it works for them. So I'm in this. You are going to have to be my teacher. I'm going to be a student because listen. Production, having inventory. Number one, I don't have a warehouse, so I don't have space.
Inventory can be very depressing when
and it's expensive. And it's expensive, right? So it's literally a gamble. Like I'm investing this amount of money, hoping to make a profit.
Right.
And if it doesn't sell, then you are literally stuck with.
And then it gets very depressing. Right?
Then it gets depressing, and you're broke.
Right. All right. So for those who probably wondering, okay, so pre-sales is when you post you're selling something, you don't necessarily have the inventory of it.
You might have a sample.
Yeah, you might have a sample, and people are buying it knowing that they're going to get the product later on. Like it's not shipped right away. Versus inventory, which is like you order ahead of time, you have it, it's in your hands. You can do events with it because you have the tangible item. People are paying for it and they're getting it, and much sooner.
Away from it.
They're walking away with it. And then ship to order, that's like you place the item up, but you're not the one fulfilling it. Like it goes to a third party and they ship it out for you. So you definitely don't have it in your hand either. Right. What I usually rely on in my business is inventory. I like having inventory. Yeah. Inventory works for me because I do a lot of events. So I need to have items. And I do not like my customers to wait on anything. Because I know when I order something, if it comes in my mailbox in 2 days, I'm ecstatic, right? I'm like, this is almost instant gratification. And the world we live in, that is a big thing, right?
Absolutely, with Amazon.
Exactly. Yeah. So inventory works for me. Or inventory also, say you get an opportunity that you were not prepared for, you're not aware, like someone just hit you up like, yo, and I'm gonna put this out there. Yo, Kendrick wants your sweater. Like, yo, he wears a medium. Yo, can you meet me at 5:00 and give me this? Right. If you don't have inventory on hand, you just miss the opportunity.
Absolutely.
So I feel like inventory works best for me in that sense. However, pre-sales, they haven't always worked, but I did just drop a mohair sweater with a design, and that sold out really fast, being that I took the time to tell a story with it. And I think that's what works with pre-sales. You have to be able to tell a story. People you have to make them want it. Like you can't just say, oh, coming soon. Like, okay, why should I care that it's coming soon? So I think you have to, like when you start, like you should do a pre-sale. When you do it again, you should start backwards, right? In the sense that, okay, someone's going to buy this. Why are they going to buy this? How do they buy this? How am I showing them the value in it? I think that's what it is. You have to show value. You have to tell the story. You have to make them feel like I'm missing out if I don't get this. I think in the society, if people know that they can always go buy that, they're not pressed. But if it's a pre-sale, is like, yo, I'm selling this for $65. You could buy it before everybody gets it. You don't have to. Worry about inventory when it drops. You're buying it first, and you're gonna get it first when it comes. That excites them a little bit. There's a brand I really, really like. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but Chico, I think that's what they call TRIKKO.
Okay.
They do everything on pre-orders. Everything is on pre-orders.
And I believe it's, again, like I said, it's way more cost effective, right? Because you're getting that funding to actually go into production, right?
Right.
I just don't know. And again, it's something I'm willing to learn,
Right.
and it's going to be a process for me. I started to think that maybe because of my price point, right? People don't want to drop $450 and have to wait 8 weeks to get their product. I think this is what I was thinking.
Let me ask you a question with that then, because I'm sure you have repeat customers.
Right.
Would your repeat customers be okay with the pre-sale, or they wait for it?
Because again, like you, I mainly do pop-ups. So a lot of them will say, "Oh, I'll wait and I'll come to one of your pop-ups and buy it." Like I've had a few. So the closest to pre-order I get is if something, because I only do small batches.
Okay.
Right? Like, so if something sells out and they want to order, because most of the times I don't bring back, unless it's like the staple pieces, I don't bring
I'm learning that. I ain't bringing that.
I don't bring
once
back.
It's gone, like, it's gone, right?
Yeah. But then I'll have some people who literally like, I need that, I want that.
I need that.
And I'm like, well, if you pay for it, I'll do another batch and you'll be the first to get it. So that kind of falls into the pre-order, but it literally is a resale, or you know what I mean? Not resale, but like reorder.
Is it because they ordered before? So
yeah.
Okay, got you.
Or because they've seen it in person and I don't have their size and they know what they're going to get, but it's just going to take them longer to get it.
So let me ask you a question. So you work off inventory?
Yes.
Okay.
Small batches
of inventory.
Yeah.
Do you like doing the small batches? Because I used to do small batches when I'm learning. I guess my business is growing, so I'm learning to do things in crazy bulk, and then that's it.
So again, because I am targeting
your price point.
Right now I can do this because it's just me, right? So right now I am literally targeting a customer who does not want, was not interested in wearing something that a whole lot of people have, right?
Okay.
And because my pieces are such statement pieces, you know what I mean? Like, so even for me as a designer, money wise, yes, I would love to see 2,000 people or 100,000 people monetarily buying my stuff.
Right.
But do I want to see it so ubiquitous that on every corner someone is in a hardware store hat? No, because I feel like once it becomes a trend, trends die eventually.
That's true,
right? Like, so I want my pieces to be classic so that it's like, you don't want to oversaturate Rick Owens, right? Rick Owens now is becoming trendy, but Rick Owens has been around forever, and it was very specific to so you knew that was a Rick customer,
right? Or
you knew those were Rick boots because know only a specific type of person is rocking Rick Owens. Right now, it's becoming trendy because and the things that are becoming trendy are not like the real Rick Owen pieces. You know what I mean? Like,
talk about it.
So that's my goal with my brand. So that's why I enjoy doing small batches, because I know if I only do 20 of these pieces, I can remember all of the 20 customers that has purchased it. But so now,
So then, that leads me, so then maybe you should do your pre-orders where it's targeting your repeat customers.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, you purchased before, maybe you get free shipping, or you get a free item with this, or give them some type of initiative. Like, you buy it now, you're gonna get $50 off.
Right.
You know, something like that. Have you ever done like something like that, where you're giving them something for pre-ordering such an expensive piece?
No, I've never done that. See, but listen, I'm learning that might be something.
And it's okay to learn. I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, you've been doing this for 10 years, you should already know what you're doing. Like, you should know if you're going to stick to inventory. No, like, things change, ideas come. Like,
you have to, as a designer, as a brand, as an individual, you have to be willing to evolve and to learn. Like, there's so many young designers that I watch on TikTok, and the way that all they do is pre-orders. Like, there's a whole group of them, and I'm just so enamored by them. Like,
me too.
Damn, y'all have figured it out. Because
but you know what I learned with that? Watching those TikTok kids, I learned that they create a want. They create FOMO.
A buzz,
right? Like, listen, this sweater's coming out tomorrow, and it's only going to be available for 36 hours. So you get it or you get lost.
Right.
And I like that. Like,
and it works.
And right now, I ain't even going to hold you. I'm going to be real with y'all. That mohair sweater, people are hitting me up like, okay, so when are you coming out with more? And then I'm like, should I even want to come out with more? Because I do want to push my brand into the model of, when this comes out, you better buy it because it's not coming back.
Right.
A lot of my designs, I've bought them back in different colors, different styles, and I'm not really trying to do that no more, because I do want to create some type of exclusivity. I do want people to know that, damn, if I don't buy this now, it's over for me. Like, I gotta wait for something else to design. I want them to feel like that.
Like for me, so one of the items that people are always asking for is my black luxury brand hoodie, right? And I did those during like the pandemic, and they sold out, and I would constantly bring them back. But there was always something in me where I was like, all right, this is cool, but for me it didn't fit into my luxury aesthetic, right? So I created, I don't know if you saw in the last episode, I had a luxury version of it, right? So some people, they still want the old version. And I've been getting so many messages just recently of people asking for the black and white version. And of course, the hustler in me, I'm like, damn, like I need to find a way to make those again. But I'm like, but then I have to sell them for the original price, right? Which is really not that profitable, right? That was more of a statement, a conscious, like literally letting you know that my brand is a black owned luxury brand. And now for profit, do I go back and make these cheaper versions that no longer really resonate with my aesthetic just because you want it?
Right.
And I'm like, I turned down like 6 orders.
Wow.
Just like in the last week, because it's like, that is no longer available.
I'm not doing that right
like,
now.
You can order the new one. The new one to me is like,
if you really like it that much, get the new one.
Yeah, get the new one. But if not, that's an archive piece.
I also think that when it comes to bringing the same thing back over and over, you're blocking new ideas.
Right.
And that's why I've been telling myself, like, working on an old idea, yes, it works and it can be done again, but I have to move on. Like, I can't keep doing the same thing, because then I'm not growing, and that's only holding me back as a designer. It's like, I have to get these ideas off. And if I don't get these ideas off, nothing is going to come new. So, yeah.
Yeah, you always have to. That's what we are. We are creative beings, right? We're always coming up with new ideas. Yes, you have your staple pieces, right? And those
you're gonna have regardless.
Yeah, those you're gonna have regardless. They're gonna come. But outside of that, if it's something that I'm telling you is a small batch, you know what I mean, or is one of a kind or one of one, get it now or wait for the next one.
Exactly. I feel like it was a hard lesson for me to learn. It was a hard lesson, but I've gotten it now, and it makes me excited for the new stuff. It makes me excited to know, like, okay, I'm about to drop something, and I want to see how people interact with this. If I keep doing the same thing, it's just like a flat line. Why are your repeat customers? And I think a lot of creators, you have to ask yourself this: why will my repeat customers keep coming back if they know they're going to see the same thing?
Right.
Like, at some point, you're like, all right, I'm not even going to go over there because it's a waste of my time. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think we should definitely give the people a few ways when they're thinking about, should I steer my business into pre-orders versus inventory? How, like...
So all right, first and foremost, funding.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Funding, storage.
Right.
Like, so those are two, especially as an independent designer, you have to take in account where you're going to store this if you do inventory, right? You can do small batch like I do, right? But you also have to find your manufacturer that is willing to do a small batch.
That's true.
Because most people, they want 100 pieces or more, right?
And it depends. Like, I think if you do like Pakistan, they're a lot more flexible with lower quantities. But China does have better quality, but they want way more quantity. Right?
Absolutely. So again, you have to figure out budget wise what you can afford, right? It is much more cost effective to do pre-orders, right? Because you're not investing in money outside of the sample, right? You shoot that sample and you are waiting for those orders to come in. Once those orders come in, you use that capital that you've gained from the pre-orders to actually go into production, right? And then also you're not overproducing, right? Because you're producing what was ordered.
You get to test the market.
But also, I think, like you said, if you don't have inventory on hand, you might lose out on an opportunity, right? Because somebody might want that and they may want it for a specific event, for a specific show. It may be an opportunity that might lead to even more orders, but you don't have it on hand, so you've missed out on that opportunity. And listen, sometimes I believe what's for you is for you.
That's true.
If you look at it like that, then pre-order your whole, your entire. For me, I also like to have. I just like to have product on hand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And maybe I just need to find a balance where there are certain things that I just go into production, and then there are certain things, especially if they're a little more costly and I can't afford to produce them. Only do pre-orders.
Right. I think people have to keep in mind too, if you're going to do a pre-order, you have to tell a story. Right. You can't just put it in your Instagram stories and say coming soon.
Right.
Nah, you because you have the time before you're going to drop it. People need to use that time to tell the story so that when you do drop it, people are like, okay, yeah, I've been thinking about this. This is what I want.
Right. So that it creates a demand. Right. I think that might have been my issue, is that I'm like, pre-order now. And they're
like, for what?
And it's like, because I pre-order now, or I'll show like what it looks like on the model, or, you know what I mean, on form. And it's like, maybe you have, I think you really, in order for pre-order to work, you have to put a lot more time, and you know what I mean?
Because you're asking these people to wait for something, so you have to give them an initiative for that.
Right. And I think also pre-order takes building trust, right? Because there are a lot of scam sites out there that will take your money.
but because we have that longevity, I think we can own in on that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get the people one more. I'll say inventory. Use that to play into instant gratification. Ship them orders out. As soon as you get an order, granted you might get one order in a week, but as soon as you get that order, go ahead and ship that out.
Right.
Do not make your customers wait, because
absolutely.
Do not make your customers wait, because they already gave you the money and they're expecting something. So you want to talk about that. You want it to be a very smooth and exciting customer experience. Yeah.
Right. And so I also think that's when you have inventory, you're able to do pop-ups.
That too. That's
markets, right? So then you literally can tell your customers, hey, I'm going to be here. You can come and buy this.
Right.
But what you also can do, and I'm just thinking about this now, even when you do pre-orders, you could do your pre-orders, but I'm pretty sure you're going to make a profit so that you can order a little bit more, so that you can get your pre-orders out and still have...
Recycle that money.
Yeah.
You know, like you make your money from your pre-order. You're like, all right, bam, maybe this time I can do inventory.
Right.
And it might be a small batch.
Right.
But that's okay. You're going to market that as something that's exclusive.
Right. Because the pre-orders, they get theirs first. And then after you ship your pre-orders out, then you open it up to...
Yeah. So I think both have their benefits, and you have to excuse me, right? You have to think about what works best for my business and my budget. And once you have those two things aligned, then you'll be able to say, okay, sometimes pre-orders work, sometimes inventory works.
Right. And you can literally, I'm realizing now, you can actually do both. It doesn't have to be either or, right? Some business models only work on pre-order. Right. Some only focus on inventory. Don't be stuck into one.
So you think that was probably what was holding you back? You're stuck in a mental like
pre-orders don't work for me, right? Like, and it's like, why don't they work for you? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I think both could work for any business model. It's just what the owner wants.
Right. And you have to create like interest. You know what I mean?
Create demand.
Create
demand. FOMO.
Yeah. Yeah. What does FOMO mean? I see that all the time now.
Fear of missing out.
Okay.
Right.
There we go.
And you create that when something says sold out and they go, damn, I shouldn't have bought that when I had the chance.
Right.
All right, y'all. That's it for this episode. Thanks for joining us again. Once again, you're going to follow us on social media. I'm at Black and Ugly. That's BLACK, the letter N, UGLY. The website is blackandugly.com.
And I'm Hardware Style. That's HARDWEAR Style. www.hardware.style. And follow the podcast at LWD Podcast on Instagram.
All right. Peace out, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Papa been school since days of under rules, never lose, never